that girl trend.
The that girl trend.
24 hours being that girl.
That girl.
That girl.
That girl.
This is how I grew into the best version of myself. It's not about my fitness routine, the perfect green juice, or my morning lemon water. I'm not going to tell you my diet or what I consider to be healthy because that's not constructive. This video is not about comparison. It's not a carbon copy of every other video showing a life with a seemingly free schedule. A girl that claims to be becoming the best version of herself, while at the same time following the exact same lifestyle as every other girl that's made this video. Yes, I catfished you a little with a thumbnail. But it's only because I felt it was important to show a real person, not an ideal. This is how I found true happiness. This is how I found confidence and inner peace. This is how I made amends with my body. This is how I became that girl.
The moon shines red, rainy skies ahead, and her heart beats fled. Woke up in her bed to the moonlight.
It's just water. I don't know why I made that face. I swear I don't share. Well, I don't need this. It is what it is, eh? Anyways, I thought that we could do a little sit and chat video. I have some Greek yogurt here. I am obsessed with it. One second. So, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what's been on my mind lately, because I feel like I've left you out of 90% of my life. Of course, second bite in, I drop stuff everywhere. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm at peace with myself and with my body. I can't explain it, but I have this feeling of contentment that I've never had before. Since December, I've been doing really, really well. And not to say that I wasn't doing good before that, but I feel like I was kind of in a place before that where I wanted recovery and to be happy and all of the good things in life, but I also was not willing to let go of certain parts of my eating disorder because I felt like they just weren't affecting me negatively, but they were holding me back so much more than I really even realized. If you're new here, this is a recovery channel. I have spent so much of my life trying to emulate perfection, which is essentially what the that girl trend is, but it's not how it started. Originally, it was about shifting your mindset and personal growth, which is what I try to focus on daily. But if we're going to start here, I need to show you the beginning. I put so much pressure on myself to be good enough, and I'm just so sick of trying to be this perfect person for social media. I have had a lot of problems with food. I have this thing called an eating disorder. Tomorrow, October 16th, Wednesday at 1:30 p.m., I will be going to an inpatient treatment center. Well guys, you will be happy to know that I am back from hell. I was in that damn facility for 6 months. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm struggling. I am going back to treatment, which sucks. So this is the vibe. Chilling in this room right now, FaceTiming people. They let me have my phone because you can't have visitors. I named my wheelchair Satan. Today is Wednesday. I am very depressed. I am doing a lot better today. I'm sad again, and I don't want to talk anymore. Welcome to my mental breakdown. I am back. Like, back, hopefully. For the past couple of months, I haven't really been doing the greatest. I had, for a while there, just been bouncing back over and over again between slipping and then doing good, slipping and doing good.
I mean, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at advocating for myself in a lot of different situations. It's weird to imagine myself not being that type of person, which is strange because it just feels very normal to me now. It feels kind of empowering.
Obviously, that hardly shows the whole story. I've hardly shared the whole story in general. I wanted to show the constant back and forth that I struggled with for years. I lived in a pattern of black and white thinking, and only now have finally found peace in the gray area. In this portion of the video, I talk about the events that led me to this. It's not meant to be taken as advice. It's me sharing my light bulb moments. And through my experience, you can find knowledge, but not a guide. Anyways, back to the video. So basically, I have this trip coming up at the end of May, and I'm going on it with my cousin, and something happened to me. Like, I started having all of those negative thoughts, and I wasn't really excited. I was more so terrified because my mind immediately went to the place of like, oh, I have this much time to get ready for the trip, whatever the hell that means. My head went to a very unhealthy place. And I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be in a bikini and people are gonna see me on the beach. Like, I need to look a certain way and I don't have much time to accomplish that. And this whole like realization that I had, this kind of like self-discovery that I had was like a month ago, because I thought I was doing good already, which I was, but I didn't really realize how much better I could be doing, which is where I'm at now. And a switch just flipped. Like, I had this moment of like, I just want to let go. I just stopped wanting to be at war with my body, and I wanted to take control of my life, and I had to completely let go of my control in order to get control. I wanted to enjoy this vacation. Like, it was something that I wanted to be excited about, and I couldn't be excited about because I was so wrapped up in everything that my eating disorder wanted me to do. And basically my head was trying to convince me that I needed to relapse in order to go on a vacation. And I was able to see the situation so much clearer than I ever have. I was about to completely sabotage myself for what? For a week trip? And I was gonna earn a bunch of money to go on this trip that I wouldn't have even enjoyed. That just sounded so miserable to me. And it wasn't something that I looked forward to. And I wanted to look forward to it. And I just decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. Like, I have had an eating disorder for 7 years now. No, I'm not 22. I've had an eating disorder for 6 years. I just didn't want my life to be about that anymore. I spend so much time being concerned about all of the things that I'm not doing with my life, all of the goals that I am not even trying to accomplish. And instead of trying to accomplish them, I just was sitting around having a pity party, feeling bad about myself. And that was making me more likely to do things that would prevent me from accomplishing my goals, kind of like how depression works. I realized that all of the things I want in life, if I want them, I can go out and get them. I can make those things happen for myself. My life has changed in so many ways just in this past month, just because of a switch flipping in my brain. Like, I'm so much more honest with myself than I've ever been. Everything's just clicked in my brain, and like, I didn't know how to feed myself. I didn't know what serving sizes were appropriate for me. I did not know really anything about how to take care of my body with food. And as soon as that switch flipped in my brain, I realized that I did know. I just wasn't using that knowledge. So I actually did have the knowledge. I just didn't know how to access it before. So all of a sudden, like, I have all of these yummy meal ideas, and I've been cooking for myself every night. I've never enjoyed cooking before because I would always go into the kitchen super hungry, and so I would not have the energy to make anything for myself. I didn't have the mental energy for it, and my dad would always make me dinner, and like, that man kept me alive for a very long time. I've just been taking really good care of my body, and I've been really enjoying it, and I feel really good. I just feel like free, kind of. This is so freaking good. I am really, really happy. And it feels really good. For me personally, again, this is not gonna work for everybody, but I eat intuitively, and it's been really great. Like, I've been so much more in touch with my hunger fullness cues lately, which has made it so much easier to eat intuitively. I've been focusing all of my energy on trying to respect my body instead of destroy it. Like, I've been at war with it for so long, and it feels so good to just make peace with it, to just let it go. Like, I've been exercising, and I haven't really had a negative relationship with exercise since I was like 16. The reason I started exercising is because, like, I had to get to a place mentally where I was accepting of my body as it was first. I had to get to that point before I made the choice to start exercising, because I knew that if I started exercising, I would focus on the calories I was burning. I would focus on trying to change my appearance, and I had to shift the focus and sit with that for a long time before I could let myself exercise. And now it's something that I do to take care of myself, that I do because it feels good. And I've never had the energy to do it in a way that feels good. Like, it always felt terrible before because I was so undernourished. And now I really enjoy it. Like, I've always hated running. I've always absolutely hated it. And I've been really liking it lately. It's been fun. And I don't try to run a certain distance. I don't do a certain amount of like reps or rounds of exercises, whatever it's called. I literally just do whatever feels good to my body. I will not do a squat because I absolutely hate squats. I hate them to death, so I'm not gonna do them. Like, that doesn't feel good to me, so why would I do it? I'm just taking care of myself. I am listening to my body, and I thought I knew what that meant, but it means something completely different. I always make sure that I have something before and after I exercise because I don't want my brain to go to that negative place. I want to be healthy, and that word means something good to me now. I love what healthy means to me now. I'm obsessed with this. I'm sorry. It's just so good. Another thing with exercise is that if I realize that my brain starts to get to that unhealthy place, I will literally out loud talk to myself and have a conversation with myself and tell myself to let it go. And I don't let the thought go till I've actually let it go. And I won't let myself exercise. I will not let myself exercise until I am 100% certain of my intentions for doing so that day. And that's been really helpful. I've been, like I said, just so much more in tune with myself. I was watching this show called Inventing Anna, and there was this scene with the girl Neth, if you've seen the show at all. And she was laying in bed with her boyfriend, and they were talking about this film that she had been wanting to make for years. And he was telling her that all of her reasons for why she couldn't do everything to do with her film weren't real reasons, and that the actual reason she was putting it off was because she was afraid, and so she was just making all of these justifications for it.
When you got 1,000 reasons why you can't get shit done, and none of them are real. You want something, you have to do something about it.
I don't know, it sounds so silly and stupid and simple, but that scene in Inventing Anna and this vacation coming up are what made me feel like a whole new person. And like, that scene just made me realize how much I've been sabotaging myself for years. Like, I want to be a musician, right? Like, I want to be a singer. Sorry. I don't think I've ever mentioned this on my channel before, but my dad produces my music. So I write all of it. Like, I create the track, and I write the lyrics and everything else, and then he mixes and masters the track, if you know what that means. Basically, he just does all of the fancy editing to it that needs to be done and helps me with the creative process a little. I have been waiting to make my EP, and it was supposed to be an album, but my EP into something for almost 3 years. And I thought that my dreams were being completely held back because he hasn't helped me with that. And he's a very good person. I've had a rough background with him, but he's a very good person. And he has a lot of his own mental health struggles. And so it's made all of my music get delayed year after year. And I love him to death. He is amazing, and I don't know what I would do without him. But not being able to make my music was something that has been holding me back for so long. And I eventually realized, just from watching that scene in Inventing Anna, that that is not the end-all, be-all for me. And I don't have to have that happen immediately in order to still pursue my career as a musician. I stopped practicing singing. I stopped writing music because I wanted to just put it out of my brain entirely. I eventually just decided I am going to be the person that I want to be. And I'm going to do everything that I can that is in my power to make those things happen. I'm not going to completely put the cards in somebody else's hands, because that's also unfair to my dad. And that's something that I've done my whole life, is put all of my cards in his hands. My life is for me. I need to take a bite of this. I just have been talking and talking. So good. I really want to emphasize, I'm not trying to speak negatively about my dad at all. I love him so much. He's done so much for me. There's a whole history that has made this affect me the way that it has. And I used to think that it was wrong of me to say anything negative about my parents online at all. I've been my dad's like emotional caretaker my entire life. And I feel terrible for him. I really do, that he has had such a difficult time in life. But I eventually realized how I am affected still matters. It doesn't make all of that completely go away. And you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about because you have no idea what the past was like or anything. I feel kind of guilty talking about it. I kind of do, because I know he doesn't want all of that out in the world, but at the same time, like, this is my life and I have every right to talk about it, I think. I just got to a point where I started living my life for me, and I've never really realized that I could do that before, as simple as it sounds. So that's the place that I'm in now. I am so grateful to finally be in the spot that I am. I never want to go back. I just have an entire different view on life. Sorry, I'm getting freaking emotional again. So many amazing things have happened since I switched my mindset. Like, I literally was going out to dinner with my grandma and I saw that they had a musician there playing. And I asked the manager about it, and like, we emailed, and he said that I could start singing there in June, and it's like a really nice restaurant, and it would be a paid job that I could do half of the week every week. And I've never gotten a career that has to do with my music before, but the second I made the realization that I can do something to change my life, so many good things happened. Your guys' comments, you have no idea how much they mean to me. Like, literally, they mean the whole freaking world to me. Like, I literally was reading them to my therapist today because they made me so happy. I'm so grateful for this channel in ways that I don't even know how to express. Goodness gracious, I am just on an emotional roller coaster today. They're happy tears, I promise. I hope that doesn't like scare you guys to tell you that I read your comments to my therapist. Sorry, I know that might give you anxiety, but like, I did it because they were so good and because you guys are so amazing. So not just the ones that leave comments, but like all of you guys that watch my videos. You don't have to leave comments to be an amazing person. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching me go on my little journey. I don't know what else to call it. Love you, bye!